Tell me a bit about your career journey now.
I'm Turkish by origin. I finished my undergraduate in Turkey in Bilkent University. And I got to know about quantum optics there in my fourth year. I worked with Alexander Shumovsky, fantastic scientist back in the days. Of course, he passed away now. But he introduced me to the concept of quantum optics. I liked it. So for PhD, it's a bit random, but for PhD, I said, yeah, I'd like to continue in this area. And I joined Boston University to work on quantum communications, quantum imaging, but using entangled photons. So this is spontaneous permitting non-conversion. It's a nonlinear optics mechanism that in the ultimate limit of very low light levels, it actually generates quantum light, and pairs of photons are actually entangled. Very similar to what you have already covered with entangled photons generated by a quantum dot. There are other mechanisms where you can generate entangled photons. So I use that, the quantum limit of nonlinear optics. I did my PhD there, and then I moved to ETH Zurich to work with Atature. And there we started focusing on materials, semiconductors, quantum dots. That's my first exposure to quantum dots, was with Atature in ETH. And my focus started to be less on the photons and more on the spin to understand if there's any opportunities there. And that's how it progressed. That was a very fruitful time for research for me. And then in 2007, I moved to Cambridge and I established my group together. And then we started working with semiconductor quantum dots again, but then added diamond as an interesting avenue to explore if there are opportunities there. And then, so the platforms exploded as the group grew as well.
Wow. Oh, okay.
That is quite interesting. So you are the definition of a traveling scientist, like starting from Turkey to Boston to Switzerland and now in England at Cambridge. So that's quite interesting. Wow. Also interesting that you picked up different aspects along the way. And now that you have your own group, you have tried to bring all of that together and add even more aspects like the diamond or so.
It's also important to highlight that it's not just the scientific knowledge that is cultivating around as you travel. It's also approaches. US style is different than Swiss style, than German style, than UK style. It's amazing how science still has local tones. So by simply traveling and spending time experiencing different localities, you actually develop a different sense of how to do science as well. And you get to select the parts you really resonate with. And I think that's why I'm a big champion of mobility, that I want scientists to move around. I want them to go to different places, experience different ways of doing science, how science is interpreted, how science is perceived in different locations. It's amazing how such a universal topic is still actually has this very local tone.
Thank you so much for listening to this snippet. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out the full episode by following the link in the show notes. And don't forget to subscribe to the Under the Microscope podcast, so you will be the first to know when new episodes are out. Thank you again and see you in the next one.